Today we are discussing case 20 in our case scenario discussion. Case 20 is on accounting standard 19, which talks about leases. Let's quickly start reading the question as to what do they want us to do. Basically, before reading the case, you would have to read question 1, 2, 3, 4 once so that you know what is required. But anyways, I'll compute everything whether it is required or not. So I'll anyways read from the case study. Can I read? Ketan Private Limited entered into a finance lease. So they don't want you to judge whether it is finance or operating. They only told it is finance lease. Then with whom? Mehra Limited for acquiring the machinery. So Ketan Limited is the person who's taking the machinery on lease. The one who's receiving is Kolo Resru, Lessee. The one who's receiving will be Lessee, Ketan. Who's giving it? Mehra. So Mehra will be Lessor. And the asset under lease is machine. Lease term is 4 years. So I would write asset under lease is machine and lease term is 4 years. Whatever information they've given, I've basically made a note of the same. Reading further, they've told that fair value of the asset at the inception of lease is 20 lakhs. What will we do with this? If in case they don't give you the value of present value of minimum lease payments, fair value will be assumed to be the cost will be assumed to be equal to fair or the present value of MLP. I'll repeat, if they don't give you the information of present value of minimum lease payments, fair value will be assumed to be equal to cost and equal to present value of MLP. Right now we don't know. We'll keep it pending. One more instance where present value of MLP should be known is like this. You are a lessee, you are Ketan Private Limited, you have received the asset, but ownership is still with me. I am Mehra. But the asset is given to you on finance lease. Risk reward is with you. Effective control is with you. Possession is with you. Right to use is with you. But only legally I am the owner. Because you have everything with you, only I have legal ownership. Though I have legal ownership, by substance or form, you have to charge depreciation. If you have to charge depreciation, you have to record asset. So that is called leased asset that you should record. But did you pay me full consideration? No. So when you record leased asset to charge depreciation by substance or form, you have to also record leased liability. That is the money that you owe to me. How much money do you owe me? You owe me the money that you have promised in agreement. What money did you promise me in agreement? You promised to pay me some lease rental. You promised to pay me some residual value. So the lease rental for the lease period plus the guaranteed residual value is your obligation. Is my right to receive. That together is called minimum lease payment. What is minimum lease payment? Lease rent plus guaranteed residual value. What is it? Lease rent plus guaranteed residual value. Together is MLP. Lease rent will be periodic. Monthly, quarterly, half yearly, yearly, whatever. You multiply with so many lease rentals, add GRV, you will get MLP. But should you pay that full money to me right now? You would pay it over the lease period. So because you have to pay the liability not today, little after year 1, little after year 2, little after year 3, little after year 4, you need to find the present value of it. The asset that you receive in lease, machine, it is mine, but you have to charge depreciation because of substance over form. To charge depreciation, you have to record, but you have not paid money, so you have to record the asset, also record the liability at the same value. At what value will you record it? You will record it at present value of MLP or fair value of the asset, whichever is less. The money that you should pay me at its present value or the value at which you would have bought the asset if not for this entire lease. If we have not considered lease, at what value would have you bought the asset from me? 20 lakhs. Because you took the asset on lease, how much money do you have to pay? You have to pay annual lease rent of rupees 6,25,000 for each year. Lease is 4 years. So you pay me 6,25,000 4 times. You will pay me 6,25,000 4 times. Not at once. 6,25,000 at the end of year 1, 6,25,000 at the end of year 2, 6,25,000 at the end of year 3 and 6,25,000 at the end of year 4. So together it is not 6,25,000 into 4. You need to multiply with discounting factor to find the value. And you also promised to pay me 1,25,000 as guaranteed residual value. Residual value is at the end of the lease period. You would pay that to me after year. Total expected realizable value is 3,75,000. Who's expecting? Me. Lessor. How much am I expecting? But how much did you promise by agreement? 1,25,000. 3,75,000 minus 1,25,000. 2,50,000. I am expecting, but you have not guaranteed. That is unguaranteed residual value. That 2,50,000 is not your liability. It is, I will collect it, if not from you, but from somebody else. That is not part of minimum lease payment. Have you signed that 2,50,000 in the agreement? No. What you signed in the agreement is minimum lease payment. That will include GRV. That will not include UGRV. And you should identify the present value factor at 15%. Best part is they've given you the present value factor. So observe this. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, you need to pay lease rentals. How much? 6,25,000 every year, because the amount is consecutive and constant. Consecutive means first year end 6,25,000, second year end 6,25,000, time gap between them is same. That is what we mean when we say consecutive. Constant, first year 6,25,000, second year 6,25,000, third year 6,25,000, fourth year 6,25,000. Because it is consecutive and constant, I can take 6,25,000 once and take the total of all the discounting factors whatever they've given at 15% for 4 years. If the amounts was changing, then I could have written individually 6,25,000, 6,25,000, 6,25,000, 6,25,000 4 times and taken this 0.8696, 0.7561, 0.6575, 0.5718 separately. I will take it total. It's not called present value factor. In this case, it's called as annuity factor. Take the total of those 4 numbers, you get 2.8550. And at the end of year 4, you have already promised me to pay guaranteed residual value of 1,25,000. That has to be discounted at 0.5718. They have given this factor in the question. Do 1,25,000 into 0.5718, 71,475. Do 6,25,000 into 2.8550, 17,84,375. Lease rental plus guaranteed residual value is minimum lease payment, which is 6,25,000 into 4 plus 1,25,000. 4 times no 6,25,000. So 6,25,000 into 4 plus 1,25,000. 26,25,000. Take 17,84,375 plus 71,475. So this is minimum lease payment. This is present value of minimum lease payment. Totally over the lease period, you being lessee Ketan, you will pay me, what's my name? Mehra. How much money will you pay? 26,25,000. In the 26,25,000, what you pay? 18,55,850 is towards principal. 18,55,850 and 26,25,000 difference is there. No, that is interest that you will pay me. That is the interest that you will pay me. You understood? Very good. Now, from my perspective, lesser perspective, I will not just collect 1,25,000. I am expecting to collect 3,75,000 towards residual value. Over and above 1,25,000, whatever I collect will be unguaranteed residual. Got this? That is 3,75,000 minus 1,20,000. This will again be multiplied with same 0.5718. If you multiply 2,50,000 plus 0.5718, we get 142,950. This, what to say, lease rental plus GRV is called MLP. If we add UGRV to it, we get gross investment. You don't have to use formula. Always remember lease rental plus GRV, MLP. MLP plus UGRV, gross investment. And if you want unearned finance income also, you will find difference between gross investment and present value of gross investment, which is also called net investment. And you will find it here. No need to write formula anywhere. One table, all the cases. So how much is 26,25,000 plus 2,50,000? 28,75,000. 18,55,850 plus 142,950. 19,98,800. To me, lesser. How much is the total money that I'll receive from you and from somebody else? 28,75,000. In that, the present value is 19,98,800. Over and above 19,98,800, whatever I have received to come to 28,75,000 is my finance income. At the beginning of the year, it is unearned. So it is called as unearned finance income. Over a period, I will earn it. Over 4 years, I will earn it. Got it? So you, who are you? Ketan Private Limited. Who are you? You have to record this asset because you have to charge depreciation. At what value will you record the asset? Lease asset, that is machine. If it is not on lease, you call it freehold property. You have seen in balance sheet, no, a lot of times freehold property. If you take it on lease, you will call it leasehold property. So you don't own it legally, but you own it by substance of. You have to record this lease asset, that machine, lease liability, money that you owe to uh, Mehra, Lessor, is to be recorded at lower of two things. What are the two things? Number one, present value of MLP or fair value, whichever is lower. How much is present value of minimum lease payments? 18,55,850, or fair value of the asset, which is given in the question. How much is that? 20 lakh, whichever is lesser comes to 18,55,850. This is the computation of the data given here. Let's see what are the four questions that they're asking. Number one, what is the total amount of minimum lease payment over the lease period? They have not asked present value, total amount. Total amount is 6,25,000 into 4 plus 1,25,000, which comes to 26 lakh. That's the answer. Answer is 26,25,000. What is 26,25,000? Total lease payment over lease period. 26,25,000. Option 3, not ABCD. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then second one, what is the present value of minimum lease payment at that implicit rate? Present value of MLP, we have computed it, 18,55,000. So what is the present value of MLP? 18,55,850. Correct option B. So first one, third option. Second one, second option. Third one, at what value should the lease asset and corresponding lease liability be recorded by Ketan Private Limited? They should record it at present value of MLP or fair value, whichever is less. Present value of MLP turned out to be 18,55,850. Fair value is 20. Whichever is lesser is 18,55,850. So answer is 18,55,850, which is again option B. Ouch. Shall we see the fourth question? What is the present value of lease payments for the first year? First year you are supposed to pay 6,25,000. Am I right? It should be discounted for how many years? 1 year. What is the rate for 1 year? 0.8696. First year discounting factor is 0.8696. Second year 0.7561. Third year 0.6575. Fourth year 0.5718. The logic is you are supposed to pay 6,25,000 after 1 year. From today, after 1 year you will pay 6,25,000. What will be today's value? Do 6,25,000 into 0.8696. 5 lakh. The logic is if you have to pay 6,25,000 after 1 year, today's value is 5,43,500, provided the discounting is 15. If you pay after that, you need to pay 15% extra. If you pay today, we get 15% discount. Meaning, if you keep 5,43,500 today in an investment, which will earn you 15%, by the end of 1 year, it will become 6,25,000. Take 15,43,500 in your calculator and add 15% to it, plus 15%. It will become 6,25,000 almost. Get that? So liability after 1 year 6,25,000. Today's value is 5,43,500. Just check, the answer is 5,43,500, option B. So the first one, what we marked is B, 18,55,810. 18,55,850. Same thing. Then second one, sorry, first one 26,25,000. First one 26,25,000. Second one B, 18,55,850. Second one B. Third one also B. Fourth one B. Okay. B, B, B. C, B, 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 B. Got this? Very good.